Guys, we have a special guest on the phone.
Who is it?
Like, really special. Who is it? It's Selena Gomez. You ready? You ready for this?
Yes.
Let's do this. Good morning, Selena.
Hello.
Oh, hey, what song do you want to hear?
Oh, stop it, Gavin.
My Lanta. What are you guys doing?
Oh, we're hanging out.
Hanging out, just, waiting for you to call.
I like to say things like this happen to us every day, but they don't. It's very exciting to talk to you. It's been a couple years, 5 years since we last talked to you.
Oh, my gosh.
And at the time, what was that?
A little bit's changed.
Yeah, seriously. Are you still a great person? Because I was telling Gavin before we went on the air, I'm like, I think when we talked to Selena last, you were doing something with UNICEF, and I remember I said to you, someday I want to have a kid that's as good as you.
That's so sweet.
And he's turned out to be a dirtbag.
I feel like, good grief. That's rude.
I'm kidding.
But I think it would be very disappointing to my mom if I was anything less than who she raised me to be. So I think it's safe to say that I'm pretty much the same. I'm just older, and I've been through some shit now, for sure.
Sure.
That's cool. I wanted to congratulate you because I didn't even realize someone handed this to me. The first three singles, the three singles you've put out from Revival have went number one.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
I mean,
it's got awesome, right?
I honestly spent a year and a half working on the record, and it was the first time that I truly didn't have tons of people to fall back on. It was basically all me, and there were moments where I had no idea what I was going to say, and it would be stupid if I didn't acknowledge what was happening in my life personally, and then figuring out how I was going to make it feel like my record, that when you heard it on the radio, it was, it's my song, because not to be disrespectful, it's just the music I've released in the past. Who Says was one of my favorite songs for sure, but most of the records, it wasn't me. I didn't know what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it, so it just feels good to feel completely 100% authentically me.
That's actually super cool to hear. And you're coming to Sleep Train Arena on May 10th, and tickets are still available. We've been giving them away, and I would imitate the reaction from people. You've probably heard it before. It's a lot of screaming. A lot of people going, oh, no, what am I going to do? I have two children, and they're not old enough to go by themselves. I mean, you are tearing families apart, Selena.
Oh, that's not good.
No, in a good way, in a good, happy way. That everything's going to be fine.
In the good way to tear families apart.
I'm being a little sarcastic, and I can tell that's not really working for you. So I'll just step back and let everyone else talk because I feel like my joke. I feel bad.
Actually,
Selena,
Okay,
this is nothing new. This is how every day goes.
I got a question for you. So you probably have been asked this a million times. What do you prefer doing more, recording music or acting in movies? Because it seems like you're starting to do more of one than the other.
Yeah, I think I just have to be smart about how I'm going to do both, because I have to be honest, I miss being on a film set. I want to do something that's amazing, that's different, that nobody would expect me to do. But the truth of the matter is the roles that I want, I'm too young for. I don't want to play the 16 to 20-year-old in a teen movie. I want to play older parts, so I wanted to put everything I had into my music, dedicate my time to that, make it amazing, and see what the future has for film. And I still do little things in film because I love it so much, but I don't want to settle for the roles that I could get at this moment in my life.
Do you worry that the roles that you take sometimes are edgier than the music that you make? Like you're in Neighbors 2, which is definitely going to be. I saw the Red Band trailer of that, and that looks pretty on the edge. And you were in Spring Breakers too. Do you worry about that?
Yeah, I was going to say nothing's worse than Spring Breakers, but no, because I feel in that world it's a different kind of it's representing a different field of art, if you will, because I get to transfer into a totally different world and become a character and work with amazing actors and writers and directors. Whereas music, people are listening to a song and thinking, oh, what is this about? What is she saying? She can relate to that. I remember when, I felt that way too. It's very personal, and I feel like I can tell my fans anything, especially when I'm on stage. I'm just kind of rambling about everything. So I think it's different because it's a little bit more accepted in film, oddly enough.
It's Selena Gomez here on the Wake Up Call again. Sleep Train Arena, May 10th. Tickets still available. It's kind of cool like hearing you go from like a girl who was on Disney and probably had your image really controlled. I mean, you don't have to admit that, but it seems like that's a lot of what Disney does, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
And you were a kid, too.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, like...
You were a kid. They probably needed to do that. But, like, at the same time, now it's like you're legit. Like, you're just saying what's on your mind and stuff. And you get to, express that through your music. And Gavin mentioned, acting and stuff. But are you fully comfortable talking about your personal life? Like, we shouldn't expect any sort of, like, Selena Gomez version of Beyonce's Lemonade, correct?
No, I mean, I think it's what music has ultimately always been about. I mean, you think of everyone from Bob Dylan to the Beatles and people in that world, they're singing about, what they're feeling, about love, about passion, about freedom, and I think everybody has their own version of that. So it's not that I want to go around being like, here's, all my stuff, let me talk about it. You can hear it through the music, and you kind of just let that do all the talking, and I don't know. I think it's obvious, too. I've grown up in front of everybody, so people have watched me handle myself in all types of different situations.
Actually, that kind of leads me to a question I have for you. At the very beginning of this, you said, your mom would be disappointed if you didn't behave the way that she had raised you. And it seems like there's sort of a crop of celebrities that, refreshingly, are really good people and haven't let fame kind of bog them down. You, Taylor Swift, I mean, Gigi Hadid, there's a lot. But what prevented you from letting fame kind of get the best of you in the same way that a lot of people who started in this industry really young have experienced?
I think I have to obviously go back to what I said. I think it was my mom, but I also just know that I was able to see everything for what it is. Ultimately, none of this stuff makes people happy. This materialistic or whatever it is I'm doing, I want to be as kind as possible. Obviously, I want to inspire people. I want to pour into this generation as much as I can. But at the end of the day, if I were to lose everything tomorrow, this isn't where my happiness lies. Like, I have to be okay with myself, and I think my mom has always made me aware of that the older I got and the more I was able to make decisions on my own, I remembered that. I'm like, why would I want to jeopardize this because I could get a momentary high off of getting this person or doing that or whatever? All of it seemed so unrealistic to me. So I live in an apartment, and I have a roommate, and I drive my same car that I've had forever, and I don't know. I just think that's always... It doesn't make me happy to pretend that I'm something I'm not.
Listen,
oh my gosh.
Selena Gomez.
That's a fantastic answer, by the way.
I know you're very busy. They're telling us we got to wrap this, so we're going to hang up in just a second here. I just want to say, look, if it is so cool how grounded you've stayed and how true to yourself you are, if for some reason, I don't know, maybe this gives you an idea, you want to take some of that money and get crazy, but you don't want to do it yourself, I will do it for you. I'd be happy to.
Oh, my goodness. Don't get me wrong. I'll spoil myself every now and then because I'm a girl, but that's funny.
So that's a no. Okay. Well, look, Selena Gomez, May 10th, Sleep Train Arena, Sacramento. We've talked to you a couple times, met you once. You've always been super cool, and what you see is what you get. And then some. You're always surprisingly more awesome than I expect from the last time. So it's great.
Thank you.
Great talking to you, and go see her live.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.